Now let's stay with rugby. Several $1 million will be pumped into Auckland and Whangarei after they were awarded the rights to host the Women's Rugby World Cup in 2021. New Zealand won the rights to stage the 9th edition of the tournament, heading off Australia in a vote in Dublin this morning. It will be the first time the Women's World Cup has been in the Southern Hemisphere and will run for 6 weeks in July and August. 12 teams are set to take part in the tournament, which is expected to generate millions and attract thousands to the two cities. Katie Scotcher reports.
Kia ora everyone, we're in France and we've just heard the awesome news that we've won the bidding rights to host the Women's Rugby World Cup. Bring on 2021!
The Black Ferns celebrating the news the 2021 Women's Rugby World Cup will be played on home turf. And they're not the only ones celebrating.
Isn't it just so exciting?
That's Whangarei Mayor Cheryl Mai. She says the Northland city will host 3 games and 2 quarter-finals during the tournament. The games will be played at the Northland Events Centre, which seats 17,500. Mayor Mai expects up to 6,000 people will flock to Whangarei for the games.
We'll be investing around a little more than $3 million, but as I say, a lot of that is work that's already planned. You know, things like buying a backup generator and a big screen, a stadium sound system. So they're the types of things that they're an investment and legacy things that will be in place for future bids for other events.
Mayor Mai is expecting the 5 games, held over 2 weeks, will bring in big money.
We were looking at a range of a total contribution to Whangarei's GDP of around 5.9 to 6.4 million.
The tournament is set to generate millions across Auckland too. Matches will be played at QBE Stadium in Albany, which seats 25,000, and Waitakere Stadium, which seats 5,000. The last Women's World Cup in Ireland last year boasted a record attendance of more than 45,000. The 60,000-seat Eden Park will be available for semis and the final, but whether or not it is used is yet to be decided. Auckland Tourism expects 4,500 people will visit the region, generating more than $3.5 million for the city. AT's Steve Armitage says Auckland Council will spend $750,000 on the event.
It's about the opportunity to showcase New Zealand to the world. The participating countries, once qualification is completed, are likely to touch many of our key markets from a tourism perspective. So it's a great opportunity for us to profile New Zealand through the tournament.
Former Black Fern and Labour MP Louisa Wall says the opportunity to host the Women's Rugby World Cup is long overdue. Ms Wall was a member of the Black Ferns when they became international champions for the first time in 1998. They've won the World Cup 4 times since and are the current reigning champions. She says despite the team's success, the cost of bringing international teams to New Zealand was a likely setback.
The quality of rugby that we're playing has now meant that there are investors, sponsors, governments who are willing to support New Zealand rugby to grow the game.
The women's game has skyrocketed in recent years in New Zealand. Women now make up 18% of rugby players. Hamilton Girls High School's first 15 are the reigning national secondary school rugby champions. Their principal, Mari Gordon, says the whole team aspires to be a Black Fern.
Because some of those ones that are 17, 18 who are coming out of school will certainly see that as a goal that they'd love to aspire to. So yeah, I think they're really excited, but mainly because they get to see their team back here.
The Black Ferns captain, Fia'o Fama-Osili, says the team can't wait to showcase New Zealand women's rugby.
Very special, and it's a big deal. You know, we've got the most world champions in the world, you know, from girls since playing 1998 in the World Cup, and they're all at home, and how great is it to showcase them to the world and to meet so many world champions in the country. That in itself is pretty special.
And holding on to the cup will make it even more special. I tamaki makoto mō te hōtaka o te ahiahi nei, ko Katie Scotcher aho.